All right, now, just a little thing before we kick off the show with our thoughts on the Oscar nominations. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get all notifications, whether you're on Google Podcasts, Listen Notes, the Podcast Index, Stitcher, and more. If you want to help out the show, please just give us a 5-star review on whatever platform you can, and follow our social media pages that are listed in the description. Before we review Death on the Nile, last week, the nominations for the 94th Academy Awards were announced on ABC. Just a couple of quick little tidbits. The film by Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog, leads the pack with 12 nominations, followed closely by Dune with 10. And, of course, Belfast and West Side Story also scored 7 nominations each. The Best Picture nominees, now the rules changed in that it goes from ranging between 5 and 10 to just being 10 nominees off the bat. And the Best Picture nominees for this year are Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. Now, Darius, just a quick question for you. Of all those films that I just mentioned, how many of them have you actually heard of, and how many of them have you actually seen?
Don't Look Up, seen. You said Dune, seen. Belfast, I haven't seen. Licorice Pizza, I haven't seen because it didn't really intrigue me or interest me. And what were the others again? It was
Nightmare Alley.
I've seen that, and I wasn't too fond of that one.
Neither was I, honestly. The Power of the Dog, have not seen.
I tried.
That's the one I tried watching a couple times, but I don't know if I was just really sleepy when I watched it, because it is a very slow film, but I do think that's intentional. So I want to give that another chance. Probably after we're done recording this podcast, because I'm pretty awake right now. I also want to check out the 2 films, Coda and Drive My Car. But
I haven't seen those 2 either.
I don't know, it's supposed to be good, according to the Academy.
According.
Yeah, right. So were there any big surprises or anything like that stood out to you when it came to these nominations?
Honestly, Nightmare Alley. I didn't expect that.
Same.
Same. Considering, that we watched it and everything, I was just like, I did not expect this movie to be nominated, mainly because I thought it was okay at best. And again, this is just my personal preference, and it's I liked it, but I didn't love it. Great performances, amongst those lines. I liked sort of the theme they were going for. I was a mixed bag with that movie personally, but I'm still shocked. Let's see who wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny with Nightmare Alley too. It got a Best Picture nomination, but it also got nominations in technical categories like cinematography, I think production and costume design as well. And
I can see that.
Yeah, those other 3 nominations made sense. Best Picture,
exactly. That's where I'm a bit dial it down.
Yeah, the only reason I could see that getting it was because it's a Guillermo del Toro film. That's it. That's all I could see. He's won before. He's been nominated a few other times.
Exactly.
So that's the only thing that makes sense. If there was one big surprise snub for me was Denis Villeneuve not getting nominated for Best Director for Dune, which I thought was crazy.
That was a bit odd.
It got so many nominations in the technical categories. It was the biggest film of the year. It was so massively well done. How do you not get a nomination for directing? It just doesn't make any sense. I just saw it, like I said, that made absolutely no sense to me. And the other nominees are, of course, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. Again, got to check that one out. Ryusuke, hope I'm saying his name right, Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. Heard that was very good. Got to check that one out. Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, very well deserved. Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, very well deserved. And then Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. And I saw Licorice Pizza, and like I said, I'm still kind of a mixed bag on it. I'm not 100% sure it should have gotten as much praise as it did. It's just maybe a personal preference. There were certain bits of the story that I think I was mentioning about with the relationship between the 15-year-old and the 25-year-old. Where I'm like, it feels a little odd. What are you going for here, pal? So I feel like, if anything, Anderson could have gotten switched out with Denis Villeneuve. I thought, like I said, Villeneuve, there's obviously an amount of passion that he brought to that particular film, and it really showed. There's just so many incredible scenes in that film that is just the mark of someone who's done a really good job directing. So it just made no sense that Dune got all these nominations, all these technical categories, even got a screenplay nomination, Best Picture, but no directing. Just made absolutely no sense.
That's the Oscars.
Yeah, right. Like I was saying last week, like it's obvious that they don't always make the best decisions, you know?
Exactly. So it's that thing where is it upsetting that Denis Villeneuve didn't get the nominated for Best Director? Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, I'm also it's just really how they operate sometimes is just odd. Like that's the key thing. It's just odd.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, it's like I said, they just don't always make sense. I hope this isn't blackmail for us getting our our nominations in the future, but whatever. it's what it is at this point. If I had to pick one film, at least at this point, that I feel like is like the leader in terms of having the best chances of like winning across the board, my money, even though I haven't really seen the whole thing, it's probably got to be Power of the Dog.
Okay.
Because like I said, it's got the most nominations, which isn't always a telltale sign, but it's usually a very good sign. Jane Campion made history, being the second woman to be nominated for Best Director, first one to be nominated twice. So I feel like they're going to try and use that quote historical angle, maybe to make themselves look or feel better. I have no idea, but for all I know, again, I haven't seen the film either, so she could definitely be very well deserving of the award too.
Exactly. So these Oscar nominations, all in all, were honestly very shocking, and I expected other movies to take certain places. And as I was looking at the nominations, I was just like, it's a lot of the repetition. I don't like this. I understand it, but I just no.
Yeah, so it's strange, but it's what it is.
Yeah,
what it is.
Exactly.
So, all right, for all you guys that are with us, what do you think of the nominations for the Academy Awards? Did you actually take a look at them? Do you actually care at this point? Can't blame you if you do. Can't blame you if you don't.